Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. I wanted to come on here and talk about 528 Hertz. This is a frequency which is so profound for our time right now. Why is it helpful? Well, 528 is actually the gematria or the code for the key, and this is actually in the Bible. There's a lot of information online that you can find out about the solfeggio, but a lot of it is actually copy paste, and it's not based on anything which is showing the ancient texts or anything which is coming from a scientific background or a mathematical background or something which actually has depth to it, substantiation to it. And I love to share about these frequencies because they are frequencies for our awakening at this time. But I'm also very keen to set the record straight. Thank you so much, Mark, for joining. So I love to talk about 528 because it is, if we look at the Bible and if you know about gematria, geo is from the word, it's coming from the root geo as in geological, so it relates to earth, and metria is coming from the word metria as in measure. And if you put the words together, geometria coming from the word geometry, sacred geometry. So if we look at the sacred numbers in the Bible, you will find that words like or phrases like the key actually in gematria or gematria adds up to 528. And Bonnie Gorn, who was a master of gematria, she's written many books. One of the books she wrote was Jesus Christ, the number of his name, 888. And in there, she knew nothing about the solfeggio when she was writing it. She was a lady who's Christian, and she was purely coming from her desire to research about gematria. And the key she decoded as 528, and interestingly, another solfeggio is talked about in her work, 396. And the key is the key to the house of David. What is that? Well, if we look at who was from the house of David, this was Jesus Christ consciousness. And whether you're a Christian or not, you can strip out all of the religion related to it, the Christianity related to it, any kind of aversion you might have had. I know I was pushed into going to Sunday school every Sunday. If we strip all of that out and we ask the question, what were Christ's teachings? They were all about love. They were all about kindness. They were all about respect, alignment, healing. And they were all about truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And this frequency is actually a code of light. It relates to the Fibonacci, which are found, those codes are found present in our facial proportions, in the measurements of our bones, right down to our DNA. So when we are giving this to the body, we are actually speaking to that code. And deeper still, if we are using the key, this frequency, the key to the house of the David, we are starting to access a deeper place of love in ourselves, a deeper place of love for others. And this also starts to pierce into any density of negativity that we might hold. Thank you, Nisa, for joining. And it's quite a high frequency, so it does have quite a bit of intensity to it. So if we can work with the breath, and let go, it will start to knock on the door of places which are tight, where the energy might be a little blocked. Notice where you feel it. I'm just going to play this for a minute or two. Maybe you feel it in your heart. So breathe into that. Open to that. Receive that. Or maybe you feel it somewhere else in your body. Notice what you notice and breathe into those places. And use open mouth breathing to give your body the best chance of breathing in fresh energy, so it's got something to work with. And you may feel a little bit of sound coming from you, or a bit of deeper sigh, or a bit of movement. You might find, I need to straighten my back, or I need to move my arms. Just notice how your body responds, breathing into that. Can you soften with that? Where in you needs love? Where in you needs healing? Opening up the channels in your arms, your hands and your fingers, using the breath to move energy down your legs if you're standing. It's a code of light to come back to love, or to deepen into love. So we can be more loving to ourselves, and therefore we can be more loving to others. This is a higher harmonic of 528. This is a custom design that I've had made. Beautiful for space clearing. You can feel how it starts to really get into any places which are a little bit dusty, musty. If we can drop out of our head and really feel what's going on in the body. It's a frequency for awakening, for ascension in consciousness. The more we come back to love, the more we do step into that place of Christ consciousness, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you want to call it, a place of love, compassion, kindness, peace. And it's needed more so than ever. Finding that moment in your life just to come into the heart, out of the head, into the truth of who we are. And as Christ said, Jesus said, "This you shall do and more." One beautiful teacher, like so many prophets that have come after him, before him, softening. opening and embodying more light, radiating out that love, whoever it is, so needed. So if you're interested in working with this frequency, I have Leading Sound Journeys on my website, which is a full spectrum, 25 different ways online course of how to use these frequencies and others. I also have an audio, so if you're not interested in training as a practitioner, you can just check out the Unity codes and give this to yourself every day to align, attune, reset. I also have a ringtone, so you can have it on your phone. You can use it for space clearing. If you've had a bad energy in your home, or you've had a bad day, and just reset, reboot. Come back to that place of connection, love, and alignment, attunement with the divine self, the divine source. And this helps us heal our connection to source. So if we are walking around, and most of us are walking around with some degree of God doesn't really love me, or I feel alone, I feel separate. So this is a beautiful way to remind ourselves, coming back to love. Love is the truth of who I am. Light is the truth of who I am. I'm a radiant light, divine light, radiating out on this planet, sharing my light, the light of the heart. So thank you for joining me. Please share this video if you feel inspired to give someone else a little quick tune in on their day. Om Mani Padme Hum.